It's the one and only 5D Attraction, and I'm back. And I got a very important video for you. This is actually going to be very, very powerful in a breakdown that I haven't done yet. So listen very closely. Um, so, familiarity breeds contempt, period. You know, the more familiar someone gets with you, the more comfortable they get. Generally, it opens you up to more, them seeing more aspects of you, more insecurities, more things that they can um, pick at, right? Uh, Also, the more people see that they just have you, it takes away that desire to go after you, to keep you because they feel like they have you. So they build that comfortability, right? Now, when it comes to dating and attraction, what happens generally is um, a woman, for example, might be used to many men approaching her. So uh, you walk up, you're just considered a regular guy, or she might be used to a certain lifestyle. So if you don't meet that, it's like up whatever. I'm bored with it, right? Um, Also, people who might know you put you in a box. You might not have the ability to attract them as much, um, and so what happens is when you're chasing somebody, generally you want them in your life, and generally they're like they're good on it. You know what I mean? They're not pressed. So the thing you got to understand is distance is good, space is good, right? Space is an important aspect of attraction because um, it reminds the person to embrace and appreciate your presence. Okay, so that's one box. We'll put that there. Familiarity breeds contempt. So you want to make sure to not get too comfortable with people to where they can lose value for you. And if they do lose value for you, then you know it's time to create your space. Now, here's the second part. When it comes to chasing, chasing is related to one thing only. It's the person is fixated on one person um, because they're losing their ability to see their options. Okay. Um, you start chasing somebody when you forget that there's other options or when you don't have other options, right? Or when your options aren't as good as the person you're chasing. So it all comes from scarcity of options because the more options you have, that equates to less chasing, right? You know, the more chasing you're doing, it gives off the energy of you don't have options. Even if you have options, it just gives the energy off like you don't. So, so the best thing you can do is to have other options to balance out your focus. That also is going to help you not become too familiar and then end up breeding contempt from the person you want to get, right? Whatever. All right. So you can't chase them. The only thing you can do, because chasing is unattractive, so the only thing you can do is give more options. Okay. Now, here's the next thing. The science of abundance is the science of creating more options. And that is tied in with the masculine energy. Masculine energy goes forward. Masculine energy is powerful, it's direct. To create more options, you have to go out there and create different points with different people that you push forward so that you can create opportunities. Each one might not manifest, but based on a numbers game, one out of at the very minimum you have a 10%, which is a horrible rate of conversion. But 1 out of 10, this might be like, well, I don't want to do 1 out of 10. All right, well then that's just gonna increase the chances of you having scarcity, right? And you chasing somebody. So if you want to get away from that, then you need to embrace having options because people think they're too cool for school and they don't want to approach or talk to anybody. And then, you know, or you can play the attraction game, but you better just make sure you're attractive and make sure you really are have status and things that can pull them to you. But to be honest, women are the ones wearing that seat right now because that's how men have been thirsty for so long. That's how it's been positioned. And honestly, men are more tapped into masculine energy. It's not a big deal to approach a girl. Who cares? Honestly, if you're tapped into your masculine energy, it's easy, it's fun, it's playful, it's alchemical, man. You get alchemical healing when you're flirting, man. It's good for the body. Now, the science of abundance is the science of creating more options. You utilize masculine energy to achieve that. And you got to understand what I just told you because that right there is the reason why, creating opportunities with people even matter. You're just creating your options so that you have more abundance, which puts you in a powerful position in the game, and it allows you to give also people the experience they want, because people don't really like being chased. They don't like it. I think women would appreciate a man that has options. To be honest, it makes the experience much better for both parties. You know what I mean? And vice versa. I mean, I know guys that would like a woman to be not chasing them. It's scary, bro. Like, have somebody else you talking to in the meantime. Like, especially during the dating phase, it's too. There's no reason to be that bought in. It's so playful and so non-committal, and everyone's so flaky. You know what I mean? So options. This is the last part I'm gonna tell you, and then we'll close out. Is so now let's go through it again. Familiarity breeds contempt. You don't want to be too familiar. You want to make sure to have options so that you're not chasing, because chasing is unattractive and it's creepy. You want to make sure to build your options by communicating, utilizing masculine energy. Once you do that, you'll begin to have more options, which will in turn make you more attractive. And then also, um, options, the way you do it, and this is if you throw in the 48 laws of power, once you create enough options, then you can create a bidding war. And that's the best place to be in, whether in business, whether in dating and relationships, whether in friendship. If someone's not appreciating you, what's the best thing you can do? You can go ahead and hang out with other friends, right? And then the person becomes so popular. You've seen that. You might have been that kid, or you might have known a kid who was so popular. People were competing to get into their party or to get into their birthday or to hang out with them. You know what I mean? And that's when you have a high level of attraction. People are now competing. What does that mean now? People are going to start going above and beyond. Some people might give you gifts. Some people might show you an extra level of respect. Some people might just be themselves, and you appreciate that, and that's what you like the most. But at the end of the day, it boils down to what you choose for your experience. And you're in the position of choosing instead of the position of chasing. You know what I mean? This is how you get chose. That was some real deep game for you. I hope you guys understood that. It's the one and only 5D Attraction. This is what we do. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to check out the Patreon. We got all the different programs on there, the dating and relationship course, how to attract the most beautiful people in the quickest and most powerful way. Go check that out on the Patreon. If you want any coaching, you can hit me at your5dtransformations@gmail.com. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.